chasing something.
I'm gutted we've got to work half the time, mate. I want to be in there myself.
You can hear it all kicking off. I mean, Rob, we have seen so many late goals from this side, and I think that's in no small part down to the fact that when it gets to 5 minutes to go here, you do just feel a lift, particularly from that south stand.
Well, even the Sheffield United game, a game that felt lost actually into those added moments. I think it was a reminder that this team is capable of extraordinary things late in matches. And it was a factor really in that final season under Antonio Conte. How many times did a lot of these players involved in crazy comebacks from 2-0 down and salvaging something? You obviously don't always be in that situation, but you'd always back this team. You'd be very hesitant to leave a game early here. And you think of how late that goal was against Brighton and the impact that subs had in that goal, because Son and Johnson were the two that linked up for that winner, and they came off the bench in that game. So that's what can happen when you've got guys who can come on and look fresh and bring that energy, as Brennan did against Palace. And he won't want to be labelled as super sub or anything like that, but his impact off the bench recently has been absolutely pivotal in a season where Ange Postecoglou admits, given injuries, he's had to start the Welshman more than he probably would have liked.
Yeah, he's had such an enormous impact when he's come on in games. And we're just looking now at images of the forward line going through those patterns of play that we recognise so much now. But one I wanted to pick out in particular, got his first sort of really big moment in an England shirt, setting up the goal for Jude Bellingham, James Maddison. How impressed are you with him against Belgium, Milesy?
Yeah, I thought he did well when he came on, actually. I actually think England played all right against Belgium. I thought they played in some nice patterns, but what they needed was a little bit of magic, and the fact that Manners could just do that little flick between defenders,
which we've seen him do so many times this season.
Bellingham puts it away, by the way. But yeah, I'm delighted for Maddison because, you know, he'd been called into that squad, but, you know, after 70 minutes of the Belgian game, he hadn't seen any action. So for him to get on, get another cap, and get that assist, that'd be big. That'd be big for him as well. He'll be so proud of that. And hopefully, you know, hopefully he transfers that out there today. I'm sure he'll come out with his chest puffed out today.
Well, he set such high standards for himself, Rob. I feel like watching James over the course of the last few weeks, he'll definitely know that there's another level for him to go to match that earlier on in the season form where he was just so dominant creatively.
Well, that injury he had, I think, is the longest he's ever been out. I think he spoke about that in an interview with Ben Foster, that he hadn't been out of a first-team spell. And look, he had his injury issues at Leicester, of course, we're aware of that last season. But just trying to get up to the pace of everything. He came on in a game early and was used at City and stuff like that, but I think it's just having to be patient with him, try and get him up to full match fitness. And I think his goal against Villa was a massive one. He loves scoring at Villa Park. He says it's his favourite place to score on. The celebration told you all about that. But look, he's also got 2 months to really try and catch the eye, because everyone at the moment is talking about who makes that Euro squad.